Alrighty. Welcome back. So we're finally doing it. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to use Premiere. Very easy. I'm going to break it down. This is basically for beginners that want to get into Premiere. So yeah, you already know how we do on this channel. Let's just jump right into Premiere. So first things first, when you open up Premiere, you're going to come to this screen right here. And the only thing this is basically like where your recent tabs are or anything like that. But we're going to go ahead and click new project, and we're going to call this one test. So when you open this up, on the top right or the top left hand corner, you're going to have import, you're going to have edit, and you're going to have export, right? So what we want to do is we don't want to import our footage here. We want to just skip it. So now we are here. Let's learn about the interface of Premiere. So we have 5 little sections that we have here. This first middle section that you see that takes up most of the screen, this is your display monitor basically. Anything that you do dealing with your project down here on the timeline, it's going to show here in this box right here. Secondly, we have the timeline. This is where you put your clips and put your edits, your PNGs. This is where you put pretty much everything that you want in your project. This little box right here at the bottom left, this is where you want to put all your stuff. It's kind of like a storage bin for your project. So you basically want to put all your assets here, and then you would drag them on the timeline, and then you would see them on the display screen. We got this one right here. This is where you would affect certain clips and certain effects depending on whatever you're doing on the project. And lastly, I will talk about this little panel last because we're going to go into depth on it. So let's go ahead and add in the project. First thing you want to do is you want to add in a new sequence. A new sequence is basically telling Premiere, this is what I want my footage to be rendered as. So basically you can have 4K, 1080p, reels. As you can see here, I'm going to just click on digital SLR and just click on 24 frames per second, just basic for the video. Now we have our timeline. So the next thing that we would need to do is we would need to import our clips. How do we import our clips? Only thing you would do is you would just come, find the folder that you want to bring in, and you would drag that folder in. As you can see, it popped up right, no problem. So now that we have our clips inside of our little bucket here, we can see, we can scrub through them, we can look at what we're doing. Now, if we were to double click on that clip, this screen above it will become a preview screen. If you scrub through it, you can actually see your footage and actually see what you want to bring into the timeline. So let's talk about how we can bring things into the timeline. Very easy. So first thing we could do is we could just drag and drop, and as you can see, we have everything here on the timeline. Let's just say if you wanted a more fine-tuned way to bring it on the timeline, then what you would do is you would come here to the points where you want, and then you would just click your in and out points. It's I and then it's O, right? So let's just say this is my in, and then I'm going to bring in my out. Very easy, very simple. We have 2 little icons up here, one for audio, or one for video, and one for audio. So if we want to bring in the visuals, all we would have to do is just click on it, drag it, and bring it in. What basically this little warning clip is basically telling me that the clip I'm bringing in doesn't match the sequence that I have set. That's okay. I want it like that just for the simplicity of the video. So boom, now we have our footage inside the timeline. What do we have on the timeline? We have several things. This top portion here is basically like your video, and if you were to have audio, let's just drag in some audio just for the reference. Now you have your audio. So with this timeline, you could toggle on and off, you can lock it, and then same thing with the bottom, you can mute it, you could solo it, or you could just lock it. Cool. What are we going to do with the footage? Well, if we double click the footage now, and if we come up here to the top left screen, you'll see that we have something here called effects control. What that does is it allows us to affect the little clip that we have highlighted. So you can see that we could change the position. You could see that we could change the scale of things. We can change the rotation. We can change the anchor point. We can crop it left if we would like to. There's so many things that you could do here. So we can also change the opacity. We can also change the blend modes depending on what we're doing or the project. There's tons of things that we could do. So let's go ahead and reset everything, and let's have this clip to be normal. So if I wanted to break this clip, this scale of this clip a little bit larger, all I would have to do is just bring it up just a little bit. And as you can see, it stays the same. But let's just say if it was a mistake and I wanted to change it, all I would have to do is just boom, click that little button, and what that does is undo it, or you can just press Command Z. There's multiple things that you could do when here in Premiere. Now that we've learned how to put clips on the timeline, we've learned how to edit those clips, the last thing that we would do is learn how we do basically like our little shortcuts and our little tools here, right? So basically you can press C for a razor tool if you would want to just cut anything. If you want to get rid of the razor tool, then you would press V, and this allows you to move your clip. So C to cut, V to move. I promise you there are tons of things that you can learn in Premiere, but those two shortcuts you're going to use forever, I promise you. So Command Z to undo. So let's talk about this last panel we got here. Tons of things that we could do on this last panel, right? So let's click effects, and basically these are built-in presets, effects that Premiere has that you can use. So we have the Lumetri preset. So let's just say if I wanted to change this footage to be black and white, all I got to do is just drag, drop on there, and as you can see, it's black and white. And what that does is if I would double click on it, and if I would come over here, you could see that something new has been added here. So if I toggle this on and off, you can now see that I'm affecting the effect that's on the clip. This is where you would do that. And if I didn't want it, then all I would do is just delete it. Premiere has tons of effects and presets that you can use as far as like audio effects, audio transitions, video effects. It is massive. I could do a video just on video effects alone, but the best thing that I would do is that I would get in here and I would try out things, because there's tons of things that you can learn, but the most important things is what you bring to your own project. I would say jump in here and play with the effects and see what fits your style. We have some graphic templates. I don't personally use them, but they are drag and drop. Let's just say if you wanted a lower third, you could have a lower third here, very easy to change. You would use T for text tool, and all you would do is just click in, highlight what you want, and I can type my name in here, and boom, and it's already ready to go. Oops, spelled my name wrong. But it's already ready to go. And that right there will do exactly what it needs to do. Lumetri color is a beast in itself. I'm personally not a colorist, but I do use Lumetri color here. There's tons of things that we can do. First, we would have to highlight the click we would want to affect. And as you can see here, you can input LUTs, you can change the white balance, you can change the temperatures, exposure, so on and so forth. So like I said, there's tons of things that you could do just here on this side panel. You can use these built-in presets or effects to affect the footage that you have. Hopefully, okay, basically, I thought it was gonna crash here. Everything else beyond Lumetri color, I honestly don't use. Basically, this is, once again, this is a beginner guide for beginners who's looking to get into video or content creation. This is a beginner guide to help you guys understand the interface of Premiere, how it works, and how you can interact with your projects on this site. Let's add in a couple of more clips here. Let's just put in our in and I points, right? So I for in, let's look for out point. Let's O for out point. And I know it's pretty short here, but what I wanted to show you guys next is I wanted to show you guys how to export the footage that or project that you have, right? So just like we do in the preview selection, we could do it on our main timeline. We can press I and then we can press O for the in and out points. And what we would want to do is we would want to come up to the top left hand corner and we would want to click export. Very easy. We would want to name our clip. I'm going to name my clip test. And you could set the location, you could set different presets. So you guys also have the format that you guys can use, and then everything else down here, it helps you just fine tune those export settings a little bit. But honestly, this is all that I use to help me get the best quality here on YouTube and out for clients. Or if I was shooting in 4K, it would be just a little bit different, but I just wanted to show you guys a basic understanding of it. So after that, all we would have to do is come down to the bottom right, and all we would have to do is just click export, and boom, If we minimize this and we come on to the desktop, you can see that the video is here and it's playable, and you can airdrop it and it's ready to go. So once again, Adobe makes it very easy to be a content creator. I hope that you find some value in this video. If you did, don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, you can drop a comment below and I'll make sure that I'll reach out to you and I'll answer any questions or create a video regarding that. So with that being said, thank you. Look out for the next video. We drop videos every week, and holla at your boy.